In this video, I want to articulate why you really want to be using a big, bold font with your Facebook video memes. If you're trying to be effective in any way, whether you're trying to do an ad, education, even just be funny and get some social engagement, you want people to usually to get that message, to see what that is. Now, in order, what you really need to do is think about the situations where they might not be able to get it. So for me, I automatically think of if someone is looking on their mobile phone, and not only that, maybe they're looking at it horizontally, which is always smaller than if they're looking at it vertically. And furthermore, they may not have their glasses. When they're on their mobile device, they might have left their glasses at home or lost them or left them in the car. I do that all the time myself. And so that is why you want your fonts to be big, bold, and legible. A lot of times people make the mistake of doing something like this, and that's fine if you're on a desktop computer, looking at your Facebook, it's very likely you can read that if they're wearing their glasses. But again, what if they don't have their glasses? What if they're looking on their mobile device? What if even some mobile devices are even you're starting to be able to do split screens on the latest I saw just recently on the latest version of the iOS for Apple. So our real estate is going to get smaller and smaller. So you want to make sure that you are that you give the greatest chance that people are going to be able to read your text. And so some of that is going to be contrast. This is the absolute best contrast there is, white on black. Black on white, that is, or the converse. White on black on. White on black. Or if this was black and the text was white, those two are your best things. And so we'll talk about that more in another video. But you want this font to be big and bold. If you look down here, I've made this even larger because I could. That works just fine. And when I'm looking at it on my desktop, of course, it doesn't really feel like there's that much of a difference. But if I have room to go for that bigger thing, then I'm thinking of the times when someone might not have a phone, their glasses or something like that. And I want to be sure that I optimize the ability for people to get my message. If you look at this, for example, Arial Black, you can see that even though it's big and bold, it's not as condensed. And so one of the reasons why Impact is so popular is that it's a condensed font. You can fit more letters in a small amount of space. And so Impact is a very effective and useful thing. I just automatically just use Impact only when I'm doing Facebook video memes. A lot of you know that I like a font called Chunk 5, but not for my Facebook video memes. I want a nice, I always have limited space. I want it to be as big and bold as possible so that, again, if they don't have their glasses or they're on a mobile device or both, they still have a good chance of being able to read my message. And so that's the tip in this video, is be sure to use something like that. And when you know that the reason why you're going to go with a font like that, it just goes on. It may seem boring, it may seem not very creative, but I would say that when it comes to your message, it's much more important for it to be effective and read than it is for it to be creative. So, definitely I recommend highly that you make your fonts big and bold, and so that they are legible even in adverse situations.